List 8, and your name is? This is your host video. Host is a Latin root that means stranger or enemy. Your words are host, hostile, hostile, hostage, hostility, and hostess. So your first word is host. This is a person who receives or entertains other people as guests. So if you think about on a television show like the news or a show where people come on as guests, the host is the person who's on the show every day. They entertain and receive the other people as guests. That is the show host. If you have people over to your house, you could say you're hosting them. You're the person who is entertaining them and receiving them as a guest. Your next word is hostess. This is a woman who receives or entertains guests. So sometimes at a restaurant, there'll be like a booth at the front where you need to check in when you get there. That's typically the woman working that. It's typically a woman, not always. It can be a man. That would be a host. If it's a woman, we call that the hostess. She's receiving or entertaining the guest. A hostel is a place that it provides inexpensive food and lodging for a specific group of people, usually students, workers, or travelers. So this is a more popular idea over in Europe, but there'll be hostels, which might look like the picture there, where they provide inexpensive food and lodging for people who travel. So it might just be bunk beds. It's different than a hotel because you typically don't have the nice bed with your own room. You might have several people sleeping in the same room on bunk beds. That is considered a hostel. Hostile, this word can also be pronounced hostile. Just want to let you know that. That means not friendly or having or showing unfriendly feelings, harsh or unpleasant. So the picture there shows two people arguing, so we might consider this a hostile situation. It is unfriendly, they are not being nice to each other, it is harsh or unpleasant. So on your homework, beside the word hostile, I want you to give me an example of a hostile situation. Hostility is when you have hostile behavior, unfriendliness, or opposition. So people yelling, they would be showing hostility to one another. A hostage is a person who has been captured by someone, and the person who captured them is demanding that certain things be done before the person who is captured is freed. So if you would take your brother or sister's stuffed animal, so I'm going to say if you steal your little brother's teddy bear, you may hold it hostage, and that you might tell your brother that he or she has to do your chores until they can get their teddy bear back. We would say that you have taken their teddy bear hostage. This is not a positive thing to do. You should not do this. I'm just using that as an example. That if you take something of a sibling's, you could hold it hostage until they do something. Not recommended, 4th grade. You should not do this at home. So, under hostage, write what someone could demand that someone do in order for a hostage to be freed.